Good morning. Buenos dias, buenos torres, good afternoon, buenos noches, wherever you are in the planet, and good night to you. It is 5:08. I'm waiting in the parking lot at the gym. But I just want to say good morning to you, and grateful to God for getting you up, and grateful to God for getting me up. I just want to tell you that you are important, you are special, and you deserve nothing but the best in life. And I had an awesome, it was a parent, it was a changing the narrative meeting in my son's school last night, and I was there participating. And one of the things is, I'm hype on it. I'm really hype on this. If we want to change the narrative on any situation in life, three things that we need to be teaching young people, and I'm talking about from middle school through 12th grade, is three things. And most people get it wrong because sometimes it's a buzzword. People say financial literacy is one of them. Another one is tort law, or at least introduction to tort law and criminal law. I have a legal background, and one of the things that I've learned was last century. Last century, I learned ignorance of the law doesn't preclude you from being convicted by the law. So that's what. So that's one of the things that. So if you said he was teaching a child um, what an assault and battery is, what arson is, what untainable, even bullying, because that's an assault, um, and in other ways, and what the consequences of it. Guess what? It may change the actions. Financial literacy. If we are seriously about taking people out of poverty, then you get them financially literate. And most people who talk about financial literacy, they are trying to sell a product. Period. And there's only one aspect. Prime example. This is one of the things I always tell people. Oh well, I'm gonna teach you financial literacy. Um, at the end of the day, they are trying to sell something. I hear real estate agents doing it. I hear other people are doing it. Real estate agents doing it from a standpoint, hopefully that you can get into a situation that to buy a house, and you end up buying a house from them. Commission tied to it. Same thing with a lot of other people. I want to teach you entrepreneurship. Guess what? Believe it or not, you was an entrepreneur when you learn how to make money for yourself. Then when you want to scale out, that's when you start getting other people working with you. But financial literacy is deeper. It's the head game. It's the head game of knowing the different tools out here to gain income and also build passive income. And then you need to know what's a liability and the difference between a liability and an asset. And so that's the reason why one of the things that I'm saying, if we're seriously about a community of getting people to move forward, we need to be doing things a little different. And I'm that one of those people that do that. Leadership is something that is not positional. As a matter of fact, I was just talking to a guy I was dropping off at work. He was talking about somebody we knew in common, and I said, yes, people get these titles on them, and then they think they're in leadership. No, not really. How you show up, how you show up, how you show up as a person dictates your leadership style. Anybody can sit there and tell somebody what to do if they got a paycheck to it. It's very hard if somebody can tell you no. What would you do? So if they got a paycheck to it, you try to fire them. Okay, that's not leadership. You don't understand yourself, then you may not understand other people. You bring in your baggage in, which a lot of people get over 30 and 40 years of age. They got a lot of baggage. Most people don't go through personal development. Most people don't go through things they need to do to grow themselves individually so they can understand other people. A lot of times we don't sit here and look at ourselves. We always blame people. We blame people for a situation. We blame people why you overweight. No, you overweight because the simple fact is you don't know the difference between your caloric putting yourself in a caloric deficit. You don't understand processed foods. You don't understand foods that you should be eating because you first thing you say, I don't like. See, because I always in the problem where I don't like. Or the same thing with money. Money, you talk about I can't. You hear a lot of that. So when your brokenness show up, people don't want to deal with broke people. I don't care. Even broke people don't want to deal with broke people. So a lot of times is your personal development comes through your vocabulary. Who you are shows up through your vocabulary. How you do things shows up through your action. So then at the same time, a lot of times, a lot of people lie to themselves. So imagine if you sit here, went through a personal development, and you learn you. You learn how to communicate. You learn how to structure meetings. You learn how to aggressively say, okay, I was going to change my life for 2024. This is how I'm going to change my life. And I'm going to change my life, not every area, one area. Once you change one area, once you start changing one area, all the other areas will have a trickle-down effect, and you start changing. Because the reason why people don't want to deal with you, because you're toxic. And so one thing that we need to be teaching is financial literacy. One of the things that I teach, it is financial literacy. You can go I got 2 courses in freedomimpactuniversity.com. One is financial literacy, the money game #1. Then the other one is high income producing areas that I think that everyone should have at least one. Prime example, public speaking is one. And if you're a professional speaker, the average professional speaker is they generate anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 novice. Author, coach. There's so many different ways to increase your income without spending a lot of time. But you need to find you first, because your credibility, and this is one of the things I was telling this other young man, was your credibility is something that people buy into long before they say I do to you. Your credibility. I was at a conference one time, or a training one time, and I was in there talking to somebody what did you do? And I told them, and then once I gave them my website, they Googled me. So I'm Googleable. I'm Googleable. But so they Googled me. And so then the credibility came. If they don't find nothing, then they're going to distrust you. Being somebody with a little melanin in my skin, we're almost twice as likely to distrust somebody with melanin than we do somebody without melanin. Even though, and I love my non-melanated people, but even though some melanated people have bad intentions and they will lie, and we see that all the time. So I go back to that old slavery mentality. You believe the master's sitting there trying to kill you, but at the same time, somebody like Harriet Tubman trying to free you. But the thing about it is, we have to get to a point where in life where we sit here and develop ourselves to a point where we become very valuable in the marketplace. 2, be able to leave the legacy that we want to leave with our children. 3, is get past the financial legacy, is give the lifelong knowledge that the kids need to know so they can thrive, because this economy is changing. Believe it or not, the economy changes. Wait for it. Every 18 to 24 months. They can go to school as a freshman, and then time they graduate from college or high school, a lot of stuff they have learned was obsolete. So